Gather up your projects, settle in your favorite spot. It's time to stitch with Sarah at her stitchy Camelot. Let's celebrate each other, this community we've got. It's time to get down to Sarah's stitchy spot.
Hello everyone, my name is Sarah. Welcome to my FlossTube channel, where we will discuss and celebrate all things cross-stitch. Grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and join me
at Sarah's stitchy spot.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is FlossTube number 72. It is Wednesday, April the 9th, 2025, and I would like to take this moment to welcome each and every one of you to my FlossTube channel. As I do at the beginning of every video, I send love, hugs, and kisses to my husband Stan for writing and performing the intro song that you just heard. If you are new to my FlossTube channel, welcome. I hope you will like what you see, that you will subscribe, ring the bell, share, and like, and do all the things that we do on FlossTube. And for all of you that are returning, welcome back. It is always such a joy to know that you are out there and that you have been supporting me and this channel, and you guys all know how I feel about you. So, boy, I think my head is swimming because my table is absolutely loaded. So I think that we should just jump into things. I wanted to start off with something just very sweet. My friend Mel, she has been a commenter on my FlossTube channel since I started this FlossTube channel. And when I fell, and for those of you that are new, 6 weeks ago, I fell and I I fractured 3 ribs on my right side. And I am doing so much better. And but Mel actually wrote a poem, and I wanted to share it with all of you. Dear Sarah, my kind and sweet stitchy friend, I hope all discomfort surely does end, and that it does quickly and oh so fastly, so you can stitch on fabrics most vastly. With thread dangles here and some over there, and perhaps even a little of dear Annie's hair, because stitching is known to heal all the bad things, and it comes with joy and even some floss rings. So heal up quickly, Sarah, my sweet. I hope you learn to stay on your feet. I just am so proud of that poem, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So thank you, Mel, always for all of your support and your ability to keep a smile on my face. All right, so I did that, and then I wanted to talk about our Zoom number 13 that we had on April the 6th, and our guest floss tuber was Jason of Jason Cross Stitches. We had an absolutely fabulous group, and I know that it will be hard for me to remember all the incredible things, but the group itself brought so much to the table. There was actually someone there, Lois, who had stitched Laura Standish. And I have put a bug in her ear and encouraged her to send me a picture of the finish, because I would love to share it with you all. She actually took a class and that helped go through all the different stitches, and in finishing it, and her piece is fully reversible. So Lois, I'm just reminding you, but if you would send a picture, it would be such a joy to share on our FlossTube channel. We had a viewer at the Zoom that plays the cello for the Philadelphia Philharmonic Orchestra, and she's an incredible stitcher, but she brought so much other information and shared so many things, and all of you were wonderful. And again, I just can't talk enough about how much it means to put the faces with the names. So on that note, I just realized that I don't have my notebook with the selections for the next Zoom. So excuse me just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, and Jason, I wanted to thank you again for coming and being with all of us. And again, a big congratulations to the success of your FlossTube. And if you guys aren't watching Jason, I will link him below, and I encourage you to go. He is a relatively new stitcher, and we really want to encourage him continuing with this wonderful hobby that we all love so much. So the next, I had spoken sort of a little bit out of turn on my last FlossTube that we would do the Zoom number 14 on April 20th. As most of you know about me, I don't ever know what day of the week it is. And the 20th is Easter Sunday. So I did put up a post in the community section of YouTube saying that I was going to switch that to April 19th, which will be the Saturday, and that will be from 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'm going to read out, now this list of people is a combination of either people that have missed a previous Zoom because they couldn't make it, for those of you that put Zoom in the comments. And then when I depleted that, then I went back and used a random number generator to pick names from the Google form. So without further ado, here are the names. Judy Mack, Element 4238, M. Thomas 1937, vegasgirlstitches, Carol McQueen 3497, midnightstitcher, shinglespringsstitcher, Tamara Brown 4570, Joan Spooner 151, the Steadfast Stitcher, hi Beth, and audreymcdevitt. So I think most of you have already filled out the Google form, but I will encourage you, if you haven't filled out the Google form, please go and fill that out. The link will be below in the description box, as will the list of the names that I just called. I do want, now if we look towards the next Zoom, which would be Zoom number 15, that would fall on a day, on a Sunday when I am not available. I am going to be taking care of Aria the first week that David and Eva are both back at work. So I looked at the date, and I think the next date that I will be doing a Zoom, which would be Zoom number 15, would be, I didn't write it down, is May, oh yes I did, maybe I did it over here, no I didn't. Hold on just one second, let me get, it would be, I'm so sorry, it would be May 18th. So May 18th. So I will have done FlossTube number 74. Yeah, this is FlossTube. On FlossTube number 73, which, you know what, I don't deserve to do this. I can't keep up with anything. Okay, I'm going to do a FlossTube on April 23rd. And when I do that FlossTube, I will ask you to put Zoom in the comments. So this video, you don't have to worry about that. I will bring that up again on the FlossTube number 73 on April 23rd, and that will be for the Zoom call that will be May 18th. Is that clear as mud? while I got those dates, I will just share with you my book of days, and we can get that out of the way. Have been doing a lot of stitching, new starts, lots of stuff going on. So this video in the comments, you do not have to put Zoom unless you want to. That would be fine. Okay, so I've done that. I've just got this sort of random list of things that I want to make sure that I don't forget. And one is, I neglected to mention last week, or my last FlossTube, that my Nashville purchases that I got at Aimee Top Knot Stitcher, and Aimee is fabulous, and she is her customer service is amazing, and I encourage you all to go and take a look at what she has to offer. She is a small business, and she does a phenomenal job. And Aimee, thank you for getting my Nashville purchases to me so promptly. Second, Aimee, Mrs. Flossie, is going to have a retreat, much like the one that you heard me talk about so much that I attended in February. And her day is called Stitch Flossie Retreat. And it's going to be September 19th through the 21st, 2025. And I'm going to put the web address below that you can get all the information on that. But I think it'll be wonderful. So I wanted to encourage you. I think she still has some spaces left. And so, it'll be stitching and shopping at the attic, and, all the good things. So I wanted to put in a plug for that. And on that line, when we talk about retreats, I just wanted to remind everyone, especially if those of you that may be new to watching FlossTube, that Roberta and Linnie of the Sable Stitchers, Roberta set up a website where she makes every effort to list and have searchable all the retreats that are going on. And I am going to link and put that website down below. But for those of you that are looking for a retreat to go to, or are looking to see what's available for you, it is a wonderful resource. And so I wanted to mention that. And again, all that information will be down in the drop-down box below. Okay. Secondly, I had a giveaway from my lovely friend Lorene for the Quilts and Quakers by Lottie Da. And the winner of that is Ellen Matoba 1078. And I will have also run the little card across showing that she won that. And so, Ellen, if you could get my email address in the drop-down box below, and send me your address, and I can forward that to Lorene, and we will get that chart to you. Okay. Next, I did not hear from the winner of the Historical Sampler Company, their February box. I wanted to give away the chart and the backing stuff and the floss and the 32 count Ada. And the winner for that was, that I redrew, was Anna Marie Cox-42. So Anna, I'm going to give this another 2 weeks, and then I will either draw another name, or I will gift this to someone. But I have seen this also stitched on a higher count fabric, and it is so sweet. So Anna, if you will send me your address in the with my Gmail address in the drop-down box below, that would be wonderful. So, okay, we've done that. And then there's going to be another giveaway from Lorene, which is another chart of one stitch at a time, which is fabulous, because this is the stitch along organized by Sarah of Sew Me Sarah for the Facebook group Across the Pond that is run by Angi, the Tiny House Stitcher, and Marie of Stitches and Diamonds, and also the new fabric dyer in Wales for Swan Bay Fabrics. And this is a la-di-da pattern. I will stick a picture of it up here. And Lorene has generously offered the chart. And so if you will put the word pond in the in your comment, then I will get I'll draw the name and I'll get a copy to you. I will give our little rules. You know, we don't, you have to be 18, so I can legally ask you for your address. Don't use words like winner, prize, giveaway, anything like that that might attract the bots and the trolls. So that is another wonderful opportunity. We're still working on it. Sarah of Sew Me Sarah does have a has broken the chart down into 10 parts, and we are just at February and March, and the previous parts were very easy to accomplish. So it is certainly still a stitch along that's worth jumping into. So that's One Stitch at a Time by Lottie Da. Okay, I've done all of those. Oh, now also very important, Emily of Eclectic Possessions, Emily C's FlossTube. Emily, every year, they have done a fundraiser for children, advocates for children. And I encourage you to go to her FlossTube if you haven't seen it. It's number 136. I will link it below, where she explains this year's fundraising. Previous fundraisers, it had been ducks. You bought ducks, and with each duck, then you could also, would be an entry for a raffle that Emily painstakingly puts together and works very hard to put together. The fabulous thing about this particular raffle is that Emily acquired the stash of a woman that can no longer stitch, which, you know, you can't help but feel that. But this incredible woman thought of Emily and this fabulous organization that does so much for children. And she gave boxes of things to Emily. And those are going to be what are raffled off by the pinwheels. And I'm going to put the information down below, but what I really encourage you to do is to go and watch Emily's FlossTube, and then she does some unboxings beyond that of all the incredible things that this woman has donated. So all of that information will be down below. I have purchased my pinwheels. Once you do that, you can forward your receipt to Emily, and then she will put, you know, your name and how many pinwheels you have into the pot for the raffle that I think May 17th is the date, will be the cutoff date for that. So it's a wonderful organization that provides advocates for children in foster systems, and I can't encourage it enough. So, okay, so we did that. I wanted to mention I did attend a Zoom for the Central Guild of Kentucky. I felt like I could because I've lived in Kentucky and all my relatives are from Kentucky, and it was a wonderful group of women. And in that, I met a woman named Shelley, and she has an Etsy shop called Dopamine Cross Stitch, and I will have that linked below. But I'm going to show you just one of the model that she has charted that just really caught my eye. And so I just wanted you all to see that, and then maybe go over and favorite her Etsy store and take a look at what she has to offer. I appreciated how kind they were in welcoming me into their group, and I look forward to being able to Zoom with them in the future. Okay, I have two shout outs for 2 new FlossTubers, and the first one is Kate of Kate B-E-E Stitching. She's been stitching for about a year, and she is lovely, and I encourage you to go over, encourage her in her cross stitching, and encourage her and welcome her jumping into making floss tubes. And then second, Vashti. And I know all of you have heard Vashti's name. Her floss tube is under the name Olive Green, and the green does have an E on it, G-R-E-E-N-E, which I will have linked below. And Vashti in her first floss tube goes through her journey and how she came to cross stitching, and it is very interesting. Many of you have met Vashti if you have gone to events at the attic. She has worked at the attic, and she also helps with their retreats. So those are 2 new floss tubers that I wanted to mention to you guys. So please go over, give them a big welcome. Okay, that was a lot of stuff to go over, but we still got just a little bit more, but this has got cross stitch in it, and that's the shares. This is just one of the happiest parts of my FlossTube videos, so we're going to jump right in. The first one is from Desiree, and Desiree, I think I have 2 here from her. Do I have 2 or? I have 2. Okay, and the first one is The Spirit of the Lord by Plum Street Samplers. And she stitched this on 36 count Albarium by Cedar River Linens, and she used the called for floss. Her second piece is One Stitch at a Time, which we just talked about, by Lottie Da. She has completed this, and she stitched it on a 36 count Salty Lake by Count on You Linens, which is on Etsy. She did some changes in the floss. So beautiful finishes. And thank you, Desiree. Again, a lot of inspiration for those of us that are still working on One Stitch at a Time. Second, Kathy finished the Georgian Floral Basket by JBW Designs. And I think this one all took our hearts at Nashville Market. And she stitched this on 32 count Vintage Light Exemplar by Lakeside. And she bought a frame for $1 at Goodwill, and look at that. I mean, it's all ready to go, and how beautiful. Kathy, thank you so much for sharing this. This is definitely one that I am hoping to get to do in the future. Next, I have 3 from Mary, and Mary has a floss tube that is called a Mary Stitcher, and I will link her below, and these are 3 fabulous finishes. The first one is Mr. Bones in the Garden by Modern Folk Embroidery, and is on 18 count antique white Aida. Her second piece is Ursula's Sampler. You guys know that that's my finish, by Samplers in My Attic. And she did this on a 20 count porcelain Aida by Roxy Floss Co. And she used Old Gold by Gloriana. And it is stunning. And I really encourage you to go take a look at her latest floss tube where she shows this, because I don't even think the picture does it the justice that it deserves. And her final piece is Dear Sweet Maggie May by Stacy Nash. And she did this on an 18 count Aida. So again, I encourage you to go give Mary a look and subscribe, and you can see these beautiful pieces and also support her FlossTube channel. Next, this is Deborah, the shinglespringsstitcher. She has also finished One Stitch at a Time by Lottie Da. Hers is done on a 40 count coffee cake by Miss Crescent's Crown. It took her 37 hours and 45 minutes to complete. Thank you, Deborah, and thank you so much for always being so supportive and helping with this episode of my video. Next, Jeannie finished Little Owl Patchwork Sampler by the Historical Sampler Company. She stitched this on an 18 count harvest wheat Aida by Color and Cotton with the DMC, and she purchased the frame from Art to Frames. Jeannie, this is fabulous. I'll be showing my whip, my work in progress on this piece. And it's also, again, wonderful inspiration to get that done. And finally, dear Carol sent me her finish of Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. And she stitched this on 36 count Ren with the called for flosses. And she started it on May 15th, 2024, which was her 20th wedding anniversary. And she personalized it with her and her husband's initials and their wedding date done in 1/1. Oh my goodness. Aren't those just wonderful? I am so appreciative of all of you that send these so that I can share them. I can't thank you enough. So those are the shares. So let's take a drink and dive into what I've been doing. I have 2 fully finishes, 3 new starts, and a big old basket of whips. So let's dive in. My first fully finish is It's You I Love by Chris the Camping Stitcher. And oh, I love it so much. This is a fabric that I've used a lot of, but I also made a Kim Contented Needlework. Hi, Kim, I miss you. I made her floss bag with this because obviously the flowers and the pink, but I put a ruching of Chianti by Lady Dot Creates, and I love to ruche. I just love to do it, and I just thought it turned out darling. So next Valentine's Day, I've got a beautiful piece to show. My next fully finish is my Strawberry Fields Forever. Now, I could not put it in the frame after I laced it with the piece that will hold it up. So I will probably be putting this in an easel, but I stitched this on a 25 count Rugged Rochester by Those Missing Stitches. It is 1/1. It is so cute. So I will, I think I just said that, but I will display this on an easel. And I think I did a pretty darn good job. It looks just pretty darn even, and I'm really happy about it. What I did was I took, because we couldn't put the back in, it's just too fat. I cut a piece of mat board, and then I used a double-sided tape, and it's firmly adhered. And that would also give me the option to write on the back what it is and when I stitched it. So I hopefully they'll grab a picture of this because I really like it, and I'm so happy. So that is Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs. Those are my 2 fully finished pieces. So I had 3 starts, and let's just start here. My first one, which I showed you last week, is Disagree by Rebel Stitcher. I misquoted and said that that I was going to stitch it on a 36 count Ancient. This is actually a 40 count piece of Ancient by Picture This Plus. And the words are, we can disagree and still love each other, unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and my right to exist. Because we all love each other, right? This was a quote from Robert Jones Jr. I looked him up. He is a Black author. He wrote The Prophets. I may have read that book, but I do intend to put it on Audible and read it. So this is my start. Oh, so 40 count Ancient by Picture This Plus. I bought this absolutely gorgeous cottage garden thread from Aimee Top Knot, and it is called Midnight. So there is only the subtlest of variegation in that, but I will show you my start. So here we go. Oh my goodness. Isn't that gorgeous? First of all, you know, you got to love a Quaker. So I'll get to do the Quaker all the way around and the words. But I had this piece of Ancient. The first piece that I stitched on this was actually Eleanor Rigby by Blackbird Designs. So, oh, those sweet little stitches. The coverage is absolutely excellent. Peg page 123, I think Ellen Maximum Cross Stitch, all are planning to also stitch this. So I encourage you, if you would like to jump in with us. I'm not doing the whole hashtag thing. I just don't know that it gives us much information, but you can always tag me if you do start it or mention it in the comments. So that was my first start. So that is Disagree by Rebel Stitcher. My next start was, this was a little bit of an impulse thing. When I purchased my charts from Aimee Top Knot, she also sent along a couple of free charts that were designed to go with the Threadworks Night Garden color palette, their thread collection. And one of them was Iris by the Blue Flower. I can't show it. I mean, I'll just go and that's it, because I don't have a picture of it. But when I saw that they were irises, I thought, I've got to do this. And this is the color palette. I don't have them on a ring yet, but look at those glorious colors. These are all my floss tags made from Kleenex boxes. So look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous variegation in these. And I'm stitching them on another piece of Rugged Rochester by those Missing Stitches that you just saw for Strawberry Fields Forever, or Strawberry Fields. And this is, let's show you the right side. This is my little start, but look at those colors. Can you see? So this is 25 count, and I am doing it 1/1. I think it's going to be about 4x4, somewhere around that size. So thank you, Janine. This is a gorgeous chart. I can't wait to finish it. But and thank you, Abby, for sending that chart with my my purchase. My final start. This is what I started and worked on during Stash Nash, the Startathon. Did I show this last time? Well, if I did, then it's kind of like a whip, because I've certainly worked on it since I've seen you last. I started it on 3/28, so I don't know. But anyway, let's show you the chart. It's the Sweet Bird Sings by Blackbird Designs. No, you have not seen this. I started this after my last FlossTube, or after I'd recorded it. And so I'm stitching this on a 40 count piece of Heartland by Picture This Plus, which may actually be the called for. 36 count is called for. And I'm using the called for overdyed floss. And this is my progress so far. So I did get down to the bird. Just one thread there. But oh, look at that. Isn't that sweet? So that is the Sweet Bird Sings by Blackbird Design, and it will be made into a needle roll. And I've never done that, so I'm very excited. So that was the third, and oh, I'll show you the floss, because I usually like to show you the floss when when I'm doing a new start. So there they are, just gorgeous blackbird colors. And then the reds back here. So I'm very excited about that. I keep talking about that, you know, it's going to be my year of blackbird. And I don't know that I really accomplished as much last year as I had hoped. But I think you're going to see a lot more blackbird from me this year. So those are my new starts. So shall we dive into the basket over here? Okay, because there are a few. So my first whip is actually my whip go, one of my whip goes. Let's look at those, because the whip go numbers called were, I think, 9 and so for April it was 10 and 4. 10 and 4 were my whip go calls. So 10 was Happy Heart Sampler, and number 4 was Florence Mary Dickinson. So yay. So this is my Happy Heart Sampler, and this is the chart. And as you know, this can now be purchased through Sherry, Colorado Cross Stitcher, who has remastered it. And I'm stitching this on 36 count Winter Brew by R&R Reproductions, and I'm using Vicki Clayton silks. And this is where I am on that. So I filled in this heart. I came over and finished filling in this heart. I have started working around this flower, and I carried the stem all the way down. So that is where I am on the Happy Heart Sampler. So it has only had one of the 3 days that I give it. I give it 3 days a month when it's called. And it lives in my wonderful project bag from Steph, Late Girl Stitches. This was the first bag that she made and sent to me. And I was just agog and aghast. It's got the beautiful double zippers and beautiful zipper pull. And my picture, this is the way I try to label my pieces. I take the little picture with the Kodak Step printer, and I don't take the picture with it. You print it off of that, and then I put it on a tag and put that on the zipper pull. So that is, that's my first whip and my first whip go call for the month of April. Next, we have Hannah and Emma Foster by Pineberry Lane. I purchased this at the attic when I was there in February. I am using the 38 count Irish cream, and I am using the Goblin silks in a conversion done by Katie Strachan. Katie is really powering through this now. So, and it was to be a stitch along with Katie and Brenda and Laura. I don't remember quite how far they've gotten on it, or have they started? I don't know. But they will, and they will enjoy it. So this is my progress. I went ahead and put this little doodad in, and I am continuing to work on the dress. And yes, my dear friend, she is armless and legless. But she doesn't need a doctor. But look at those stitches and look at that coverage. Katie is just a master of knowing which silks go on which fabrics. So that is Hannah and Emma Foster by I'm just blanking, by Pineberry Lane. And it also lives in another gorgeous project bag made by my friend Steph of Lakeside Linens. And this is the one she gave me when we went to the retreat in Arizona. So thank you for that, Steph. Okay, next, because it's getting to be spring, I pulled out Betsy's Spring Basket by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. I love her charts. I just don't, we need many more hours in the day than we have. But I am stitching this on a 36 count Wren by Picture This Plus, and I'm using a mixture of the overdyed floss and DMC. And this is what I did. I guess it's another one of these that are on vast pieces of cloth. It's so vast I can't find my stitching, but here it is. And I apologize for the threads, but there's a lot of thread changes in this. So I got this, I worked mainly under the basket handle here. I'm starting to put the basket in. I did a little more work on the border over here. I put, this is all new, and this flower. So this is Emily's, is it Emily? No, Betsy's Spring Basket. Don't have a lot of spring stitched. So isn't that beautiful? Aren't those colors just peaceful and bright? And I mean, bright's not the word, but they're just spring. And it lives in a gorgeous project bag made by Connie, and summer strawberries. And it was one of the, the first ones that I got. And I really treasure these things. Okay, so that, next we have my two favorite birds, Eddie and Patsy. I don't know who's who, but boy, this one, yeah, it's hard work. But this is by Maximum Cross Stitch. I am stitching it on a 36 count Catnap by Roxy Flossco, and I am using the called for Roxy Flossco. And so you can see there is, oh, I know, I'm so sorry. I just can't pull these threads when I know I'm going to use them. It's just not in my nature. So this is where I am, but you can see that I've almost got the bird in. Oh, it is just so beautiful. I love this so much. But it's very hard. I cannot resist pulling it out, at least for a day, every 2 weeks. So that's Eddie and Patsy by Maximum Cross Stitch. We'll slip that back in. And the joy of working with the Roxy Flossco, both fabric and floss, is wonderful. Okay, next we have, I have been working on this piece from the Historical Sampler Company, Stitching My Way to Happiness by Emma Congdon. It just caught, I just like it. It's a little different than what I normally stitch, but I like it. And I'm stitching it on their 32 count, 1/2 threads, because that's what I like. And this was the linen that came with the project. And so I got some good work done on the word stitching. I got this little butterfly in. This is happy hour stitching. So I usually will give it a, somewhere around 5 to 7, several nights in the 2 week time that we're apart. So that is Stitching My Way to Happiness. That was the January cotton twine box. Okay. Oh, oh, I get so excited. This is Mary Florence Dickinson by Hands Across the Sea. This was a stitch along started with Dear Judy, a stitching bunny. We are a week apart, and literally a week apart in our birth dates in June. So we started this together. I'm stitching it on a 40 count cream brulee by Tabby Cat. And I'm using the Vicky Clayton silks. And this has had 1 day, and consequently we'll probably have a ton of threads. Actually, it had a needle in it. I'm going to take that out. So this is where I am. I think my work was in this area right in here for the day that I worked on it. So I kind of alternate trying to do the flowers and then the good stuff. I'm not very good at eating my vegetables, but I do have the bones of the border in. So that is Florence Mary Dickinson. And it's going to get 2 more days of work this month, if not more. You never know, because I love stitching on it. And it lives in the gorgeous bag made by Catherine, Stitching in Costume. It's so beautiful. Has lots of pockets and lots of places to put things in. I really enjoy it. It's just a slightly different style bag. I think one of my silks is sticking out. Okay, so that is the second of my Whip Go pieces. Okay, so Happy Sampler and Florence Mary Dickinson for the month of April. This is another historical sampler company, and it's the Winter Sal, which is the little owl patchwork stitch along. This thing has a lot of stitches in it. I'm really kind of amazed. I'm stitching it on the called for 32 count linen, and I'm doing it again 1/1. And now I have all of these little doodads done. I'm so happy about that. And then I came over and over here and did this. I've done the box down there. So I still have a house to do and a big, there's still work. But it's getting close. And all the lovely finishes on the Facebook group are very inspiring. So that is the Little Owl Patchwork Sampler. Let me put those threads back in there. Next is Courage, and you probably will be seeing this every 2 weeks because I am trying maybe to go for a finish. It's Cottage Garden Samplings, and I am trying to finish this for a friend of mine who had a recurrence of her breast cancer. She is doing wonderful, and it was an original stitch along for Pam of Just Keep Stitching. And I am stitching this on 36 count hog bristle by Fox and Rabbit, and I am using the called for overdyed floss. So I have the word courage in completely. I have started filling in this flower. I did these, at least 2 of these. I finished this. This is complete now. That was not complete. It's a little off. I did make a mistake, but there you go. But I love it so much. So that is Courage by Cottage Garden Samplings. Still a bit of stitching to do on that as well. Okay. My next piece is Anne Campion, because Anne Campion was my my March whip go piece, and so it got all 3 days, and that is what it looks like. And it is a Hands Across the Sea, and what I so all of this is finished now, all of that, and I probably put another couple of numbers in. This next 2 lines are all 1/1. This is stitched on a 36 count wood smoke by Tabby Cat, and I am using the Soie in Brute, Noir, and 2942. And you can see the area where I practice with different threads for the 1/1 stitching. So I met my March Whip Go goals, and she's really actually something that's very close to being finished. It's just that the 1/1 stitching takes a little bit of time. Okay, this next piece is my focus piece, and it is Teresa Koget's Pet All the Dogs. And my focus piece means that I give it 7 days of the month until it is finished. So, and it's a wonderful zoom stitch. It's being stitched on 36 count weeks Aspen. It is the old weeks. I'm using the basically the called for floss. So I got this whole row of whole row of windows are complete, and then I started with these 3 windows, so I have a door and 3 windows left. I started working on the numbers, so the numbers are new, and I have started working on this sawtooth border here, as well as I think I put in a flower on the border. So that is Pet All the Dogs by Teresa Koget. I think it's very close to my oldest whip. I started it in September of 2020. But it was also kitted up at Acorn and Threads. It was my first trip there. So, and it lives in my my Chester bag. So that I made. Next, we have my red sampler. I try to work on a red sampler every Thursday, and this one is Ruth Gibb by Hands Across the Sea, and I got to start the cursive in her name, which is very exciting. It's being stitched on a 25 count Lugana. I'm using a Vegasgirl 103s, 103 in the colorway 664, which is a favorite red. And this is my progress. Oh, this is on Vigilant Vian by Those Missing Stitches. So there we go. So I got the R in. So, you know, all of this row is done. So it's a very sweet, it's such a sweet little piece. And of course, you know, every time I get close to a finish, I get so excited, like what red sampler am I going to do next? There are certainly so many to choose from, and I have, in all honesty, quite a few already in my home to choose from. So the next piece is Never Admire Quietly, which it's been close to a thread a day, not quite, because I really want to get it finished and get it made into a pillow. This was designed by Deb of our group For the Love of Stitches in Sacramento. And I'm stitching this on a piece of 46 count linen that was dyed by Steph of vegasgirlstitches, and I am using Bestitch Me fabric, Bestitch Me silk floss for the purples, and then the greens are Vicky Clayton silks. And you know what I'm seeing? That's why I got distracted. It looks like I've got a leaf that's missing right there that I don't want to forget. I made a mistake, and what I have done is, if you can see, this should have been 5 sets of 4. So I just made this one 4 as well. So it's there, but I wasn't going to take it out. So that is Never Admire Quietly. It might make, this bump up a little close, but I would have had to take out on 46. That wasn't going to happen. So, and it is living in this sweet little bag that was made by Cindy. If you remember from last time, Cindy and her husband sent me that beautiful wooden Ort container with the hummingbird piece on top. So that is Never Admire Quietly. I have one more whip, and that is Baldequin Birdies, which is the 2025 stitch along for Modern Folk Embroidery. And I am stitching this on a 25 count light mushroom Lugana. I'm using Pirate and Robin cotton threads in the colorway Redstone. Jason of Jason Cross Stitches is also working on this. He's, I think, quite a bit further along than I am. But so I actually moved over, did I? Yeah. And I went down in here. Is that? Yeah, it's the front. Okay. Because I got this piece finished here. So that is Baldequin Birdies by Modern Folk Embroidery. So those are my whips. Had a few, didn't I? Oh, I love to stitch so much. So those are my works in progress. And where are we going to go from here? Plans. I just want to keep touching as much as I can. I want to give my Whip Go selections their full 3 days for the month. I'd like to put a few more stitches in my new start so that they're well on their way. And I think I may even have a new start next time, because when I show you my sort of happy mail purchases, I've got to start something on this. So I'm just going to jump in with that. Okay, this was a beautiful box that I got from Swan Bay Fabrics. Now, can you imagine? All of this fabric was wrapped up like these 3. Those are purchased. These were some extra that Marie put in. It was like getting a box of chocolates. And I just couldn't wait to open. But I saved the 3 to open with you guys. So we're going to see them together for the first time. They feel like heaven. It was so sweet of you, Marie, to put those extra pieces in there. I know that you are working so hard. So, oh my goodness, look at this. This is 40 count. The color is, it's Eleanor's Ivory. And that, what you're seeing is very close to what it is. Oh my goodness. It is so beautiful. The next one is this is Highberry Gold, 40 count. let's see. Yep, you're pretty much seeing it the way it looks. It's gorgeous. Oh my goodness. And then this piece is Mary Sampler, also 40 count, and this is a more gold. Look at this. Very warm. Oh my goodness. I just have to start something. And then the 3 pieces that she sent are, this is Pemberley. You know, she uses the Jane Austen names. And then she sent Nordic Mist. Oh, look at that. It is so gorgeous. And then Light Sandition. Oh my goodness. I am just, I'm thrilled to death. So those are, I'm going to try to get these out of the way a little bit because I have some other stuff. You know what I'm going to do? I'll pause for a second. I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay, so then I had some other happy mail I wanted to share. Lorraine, that you guys hear me mention, sent a couple of charts to me. She had this beautiful card. Look at that. It's a goose. I would imagine it's a Canadian goose. Anyway, a gorgeous card. Thank you so much. And this is the About to Take Wing from it's 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. I am really thinking about doing just this right here. It is so gorgeous. And then, you know, I've talked about how I would like this to be a year I do a biscornu, and it's the Newcastle Bouquet biscornu. Look at that. So I'm quite excited about this. So I'm probably gonna get that kitted up here pretty quick and get started because it does look rather stitch, you know, heavy, but that's okay. So thank you so much, Lorraine, for sending that to me. Then, oh, where did I put it? Oh, I got a beautiful card from Kara, and it was so sweet. But she wanted to share something with me, but look. She made one of the needle cards from Antique Sampler Works. I showed that chart from the Law of Kindness from Antique Needleworker Shelley, and it is as fabulous as I thought it would be. Look at that. Thank you so much. I bought the perforated paper. You know, I'm ready to go. I just need to do it. And I'm pretty sure I saw that for market that Shelley has put out a whole booklet of these. But what a lovely little gift. So thank you, Kara, so much for that. Okay, now, I also got a new box. Historical Sampler Company graciously sent me the April subscription box. And this is the pattern. Look at that. Now, they have been doing this series of the months. But look at that chart. Is that not the sweetest? So, with the subscription box, you get this. You get, of course, the tea. You get a goodie. This darling little bee. Oh, my goodness. See how cute? And then you get the fabric. And there should be a needle in here. I just don't want to lose it. Okay. I think it gets wrapped up in this. But anyway, there it is. There it is. So I don't want to lose that. The needle, this is 32 count Aida, 32 count linen. And look at that color palette. How gorgeous. And if that's not enough, you actually get the frame to put it in. So absolutely fabulous. These boxes are so worth it. This can be purchased up through April 25th on their website. And you know I will have all of that down below. And just as a reminder, also the stitch along has started, which I actually want to do. I want to do it with it's the Secret Garden. Part 1 has come out. The first part came out on March 31st. You get a part every 2 weeks for a total of 5 parts. And it just looks, so many people have already completed part 1, and it is really, really sweet. So so the Secret Garden Stitch Along is going. The April box, which I just showed you, and that can be purchased up through April 25th. And those subscription boxes are just fabulous. I will have everything linked below, including the Facebook group for the Stitch Alongs, and it's just so wonderful to have a place to go and see very easily to see everyone's progress on the Stitch Along. So I want to thank Joanne and Suzanne for allowing me to work with them, because everything has just been top notch, and I'm enjoying myself, the pieces that I'm stitching on. And some of these will be giveaways, some of them I'll stitch, but I just want to thank you both for allowing me to do that. So that, I think, I'm going to look. I think we went through everything. So let's recap just a little bit. I want to, don't forget about going to Emily C's FlossTube channel, checking out all the information about buying pinwheels for the Children's Advocates. We have a giveaway for 1 stitch at a time, and the word that I would like you to put in the comment is pond. We're not going to worry about putting Zoom in a comment this time, but I will put the 10, I think it's 11, but the names down in the description box for the April 9th, is that right? The April 19th, which will be a Saturday this time, Zoom call. And if you have not given me your email address, please click on the link for the Google form and put that information there so that I can send you that link. So, wow. If you were new to my FlossTube channel, I hope you like what you saw, and I hope you will subscribe and ring the bell and share and like and just jump in with the rest of us as we share this glorious craft of cross stitching together. Everyone, this is it's just a wonderful group of people, and I think that you'll like it here. So I want to remind us about to never, ever forget the importance of love, empathy, compassion, caring, being there for each other. I really think I'm preaching to the choir. I know what this community is like, but let's continue to keep reaching out to each other and to others, and keeping love at the forefront, And because we can do that, we do it well. So I think I've covered everything on the table. So I'm going to ask you to grab your stitching, get comfortable, and stitch what you love. I love each and every one of you, from my tippy toes to the top of my head. Until next time, bye-bye.